this student intended to bring multiculturalism to the forefront of the school. Let's see how she intended to do that.
Today I'm going to be presenting on my capstone project, which is developing a multicultural mindset. So the name of my capstone product is Exploring Cultures, and the main goal and purpose is to develop a multicultural mindset through learning. The two main core values associated with this project are global awareness, because I believe that we as individuals must value and understand the world that we live in and that it surrounds us, as well as how interconnected we are. And also social responsibility, because we are individuals but of a greater society. Therefore, we have a responsibility to develop intercultural awareness and international mindedness in order to build a better future. So what I did was first target a problem, and the problem that I am bringing a solution forward with in my capstone is one-minded perspectives. I believe that we are a society that has become a lot more individualistic, and we have been forgetting about empathy, and therefore we need to find a solution on how to become more culturally aware in order to bridge that problem. And therefore I incorporated my interest and my passion, which is learning about different cultures, and the fact that I want to study international relations in college, to set a goal to as a solution for this problem, which was developing a multicultural mindset, because this is going to aid us into becoming individuals of a larger society and to take into account different perspectives and opinions from people with different cultural backgrounds. And this is all associated with the core value of global awareness, because global awareness is about finding global solutions to global problems by developing that international mindedness and intercultural awareness. So researching through different websites, I found two interesting data points that allow me to really understand why this is important and this project is important right now. And the first one is that only 1/2 of US students study a world language, which is compared to 90% of students in Europe studying at least 2 foreign languages. And this essentially is telling us how Europe is known around the world to have some of the best schools and universities, because they're so diverse, because they put a very individualistic but also interconnected focus on education. And this is what it's leading them to be leaders. And now we have to implement that into our classrooms as well. And also the second data point comes from the National Association for Multicultural Education, and it says that 60% of secondary students in the US ranked that understanding different cultures is the most important subject area, ahead of even writing and math skills. So this is telling us that students understand that it is important that they know about the different cultures that surround us in order for them to keep being successful and keep being leaders in the future. Then I also started researching about the problem and understanding why this is important. So what I organized myself using time management in order to make sure that I was having the best possible research in order to show why this project is important. So the first point that I want to address is the world is more diverse right now than ever. And according to the Harvard Business Review, it's a multicultural mosaic of endless variety. So meaning we are more diverse than ever, but we're also more globalized than ever. And therefore we need to become more interconnected and instead become more empathetic towards each other, learn from each other, and develop our learning of a multicultural mindset. The second point is that celebrating the richness of that diversity is a heritage of trailblazing societal changes. And this has empowered people to stand up for themselves and their identities. It's very important to know where we come from, but also to know where others come from, because from that, we're building confidence in each other, and we're building those leaders of tomorrow. The third point is that when a particular work environment or society is inclusive, there is a seat for everyone at the table, according to CNN. And these are conversations becoming a rich and exchange of ideas are gaining texture. So this is telling us that because so many people come from different backgrounds and have different cultural components in them, they're bringing in new ideas to they're bringing global solutions to global problems. And that is what we want. We want to become globally aware of how to tackle all of these global problems as a united front, because that is how we're gonna be able to tackle them. So now, the product that I intended to have in this project was a cultural festival at ANS, where I was going to have activities and guest speakers, and a website which was going to have information on each of the different cultural regions. So I first went through an entire process. So I started brainstorming with my mentors, as well as gaining information from them and having that essential skill, which is communication with them, in order for me to also gain knowledge from their experience inside and outside the school environment, but also for me to have a successful project. And they were really helping me with that. And then through the research, I was having that communication as well with my mentors, doing extensive research in order to support the importance of this project. And lastly, the planning, which also came hand in hand with communication, time management skills, and organizational skills, because it was very important for me to plan a project that was going to be successful. I had to contact speakers for the event, as well as gather different activities that I knew were going to be purposeful in the event. So therefore, I had a lot of skills that I needed to implement in order for this project to be successful. So at the end of the day, I had to modify my project due to the challenge we face with the COVID-19 pandemic. And therefore, what I decided to do was an entire website as I had before, but this time I was going to integrate some of the aspects that I was going to have in the cultural festival into the website. So it essentially has the information about the cultural regions, but it also has information about multicultural mindedness, activities that will help you develop one, as well as a personal testimony that I did. So this is the result of my work, my last product that I turned in as my capstone project. And essentially it has various components in the website. So first, you'll see the cultural regions and the cultural components, and then you'll see society's multicultural background, the problem that we are facing, what we can do to not be a part of the problem, how we develop a multicultural mind, and how we can eradicate this problem. Then we have the activities to develop multicultural awareness. So I came up with activities that are free and that you can do at home. And these include making new recipes from around the world, learning a new language, and even traveling around the world, but using technology in the comfort of your own home. And lastly, I included a personal testimony, which essentially shows evidence of the activities that I did and a personal reflection of how what I learned through this entire process and what I learned from these activities and how I'm preparing myself for the future. And essentially how I integrated my entire time management in order to complete these activities and to become and open my mind into becoming more multiculturally aware. And lastly, how will this impact the ANS community? So essentially, the ANS community will get to learn and interact with free activities that will enhance our multicultural mindset. And this in turn, because we're preparing students for the future's endeavors, such as college and professional careers, we are making them global citizens, and we're helping them become those global citizens that the future wants and that the future needs. So this is my capstone project.
ANS enjoys from having a diverse population at the school, and it is important to know what makes up this diversity.